Hey everyone, it's me, Dash Ireland for WhatCulture here, and today we are doing the Raw G.B.U. of June 25th, 2018. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I tell you, this episode was actually pretty decent, better than past, well, I can't say like better than past couple because last week also had some good stuff such as Ronda Rousey just going off on Kurt Angle, the referees. That was great. But yeah, gotta thank John. He filled in for me last week because I was busy. But I'm here and let's get started. Okay, so we basically started out with Kurt Angle and Constable Baron Corbin starting at the show. And I'm kind of getting tired of the same old openers where Kurt Angle just comes out and tells you a show. I want to try something new where it just starts out with a match. Don't bring Kurt Angle to the ring. Just basically, let's get unpredictable with how the show is going to go. Because you keep doing the predictability, you can just see where everything's going. So that's kind of getting the bad part of G.B.U. That was just bad. But then, what happened next was really where it just started to pick up. What happened was Reigns came out because he's still doing that spiel where he feels he's being treated unfairly, which we've seen that 1,000 times before in this whole industry. Seen it before. Every superstar comes out, things are getting screwed over. Kevin did it last year with his feud with Shane McMahon. But that's not where it picked up. Because, of course, everyone's tired of Roman Reigns. He's had 3 years worth of opportunities, and everyone hated how it's just getting thrown in their face. But then Lashley comes out, and it kind of reminded me of how great John Cena versus Roman Reigns was whenever they were doing their promo build-up for No Mercy 2017. And it's just great how Reigns just shoots on Bobby Lashley's whole spiel with the MMA. But then everyone they applauded Bobby Lashley because he talked about how Reigns had 3 years worth of opportunities but still really failed at beating Brock Lesnar. And it's just kind of a joke at this point to be taking Lesnar seriously because he never really shows up for a match because they pay him so much money. Because the longer he sits with that title, the more the title is going to get ruined. Because no one really asked for a part-timer to get on. So the whole part with Lesnar, that's ugly. But Lashley and Reigns, that was good. And next was Reigns and Lashley being teamed up against the Revival, which the Revival coming in to start that match, that was some good heel work. And they're really starting to pick back up since they had hit many snags within 2017. And ultimately, you did see the storyline with Reigns and Lashley just going at it. It was great. Because they were trying to one-up each other and it just ended up not working out. And one of the members of the Revival just roll-up pinned Reigns, and that really gave him a big win. I can see them going after the tag titles after Matt and Bray just job out the B team, because the B team is being built up to say that they've been indestructible. Hey, yeah, the Revival got a big win. I had to change rooms due to battery percentage on this laptop. Sorry. I've got notes on my phone from the show. I didn't get to see all of the show, just highlights right now, because, like I said, I do have a bit of a workload prior to this channel, so please excuse that, I apologize. Yeah, after the whole deal with the Revival, Matt Hardy faced Curtis Axel. And Curtis Axel ended up getting the win. And Matt Hardy and Bray did that thing where they just applaud them, and it was pretty good. It was okay. the match wasn't bad, but I wouldn't exactly call it good, but let's just call it good because Matt and Bray, it's just great because Matt, how can you not like Matt Hardy? Because it's just wonderful with the Woken gimmick. And what I, it is kind of good heel movement for the B team to mock what Matt and Bray always do, but it's not bad, it's not ugly. So overall, the whole feud right now is good. Then we had Authors of Pain versus some jobbers. But let's just give it good because Authors of Pain are back on Raw and they are gaining momentum again. Well, I can't say again, but they are going to pick up their speed. And after what I predict would be the Revival versus Matt and Bray, Authors of Pain will be future tag title holders. Everyone can see this. They were tag team champions on NXT. You can't see them not be tag team champions on Raw. And this is all if Vince decides he wants to do that. And yeah. The only reason why Others of Pain wouldn't go on to be future tag team champions is because a lot of NXT stars have not exactly had much luck with being successful on their brands. And it's only now that Shinsuke Nakamura is kind of was in the main event scene. And Bobby Roode, he wasn't even on Raw this week. And he was only United States champion for a short time. So yeah. But yeah, there's that. So AOP versus Jobbers, that's good. Jobbers, sorry, but ugly. That's the whole point of the show. Point out what's good, what's bad, what's ugly. We all know this. And then there was Alexa Bliss versus Natalya. Now, Alexa Bliss and Mickie James were cutting a promo. And then Natalya interrupts and she's like, Kurt Angle says we're having a match right now. I brought someone with me. And she brought out Nia Jax. And that was great. Alexa Bliss has the perfect heel heat in the women's division. And Natalya, she is working hard and it is working. And Nia Jax is just a beast of this division. And it's great. So, yeah, and Natalya ultimately got a win after, and they just destroyed Alexa and Mickie. It was great. Everything about that is good. That was just grand. And then there's this one skit where the Riot Squad picks up a camera at a photo shoot with Jinder and one of the Singh brothers. And even though the Riot Squad is good with heels, this segment is just, it's just ugly because I don't want to see any more of Jinder because it's just annoying. Start to like Jinder a little more whenever he starts getting jobbed out more instead of making himself out to be something big. I'm sorry, I just don't like it. Ever since he was handed the heavyweight title off of a veteran like Randy Orton. Like, that's just my whole spiel. If you like Jinder, that's okay, but I don't. But then what we had was Riot Squad versus Ember, Bayley, and Sasha. And that was a pretty good match, so it was okay. But yeah, it was definitely good. Ember is a personal favorite. She is going to be a future women's champion. I can see it. Hopefully she will be. But at the end of the match, Bayley unloaded on Sasha Banks, and it was great. We are finally getting what us fans want. We finally see the build up to a feud between Sasha and Bayley. Not everyone wants to see Bayley turn heel, but we definitely do need to strengthen up Bayley's character because she's been made weak ever since Alexa just made her look like a complete fool. At one point I did like Bayley, but with how little Vince has been using Bayley has really downgraded her character. But with all this that's happening, it is good for the show. And hopefully at SummerSlam we'll get to see a match. And Kurt did later tell Bayley that she has to go to mandatory counseling. And John did make a theory that the person who's doing the counseling is the same guy who did the counseling for Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane. And I'm not going to give it a good, bad, or ugly because there's nothing really to say about it. It's just telling you what's coming. And then Mojo Rawley, he goes and shoots on Noe Jose, who they were about ready to have a match, but Mojo just completely disintegrates one of the people in Noe Jose's whatever it's called. I don't know. Even though it's a bit weird. The guy's name was Todd. He just destroys him. And he basically said to a match with Noe Jose, and it was great. This segment was great. And it was ugly. I don't know, Todd. I don't know. It was just part of the script, but Mojo Rawley is finally building up his heel heat, and he's finally being good again because in 2017, he was just not making it anywhere until he finally turned heel on Zack Ryder and just, we all know this, but Mojo is doing good, so that gets good. We had Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Braun and Kevin ultimately won, but what was great in that single match was Finn and Constable Baron Corbin taking their shots at each other while trying to win the match. And I'll get on that in just a second. What was great was the ugly part is how they keep putting Braun Strowman in these tag matches. Yeah, he's a face, but it just makes sense because he's always been the guy who destroys the entire roster. That's the ugly part. Yeah. Now the good part comes right as the match is about to end. Finn and Baron just brawl. And they ended up getting counted out from that, so Braun and Kevin ultimately won. There were a couple good points in that match where they did kind of best Kevin and Braun. But, yeah, we can see a feud between Finn and Baron. This is going to be good. This is good because Baron, he didn't have very good 2017 because he did lose his Money in the Bank cash-in. And ultimately, Baron is getting better. He's got a position that makes him look in my opinion, it's good that he shaved his head because it just seemed weird where he's got long hair and there's just that big thinning hairline that's going up. But, you know, this was good. And Finn taking shots at Baron Corbin, that was great. That makes everyone's day. So that's going to be good. And then, what? Oh, this... After that whole spiel, this takes the cake of the show. This is my favorite part where Kevin just runs like The Miz did back during the aftermath of TLC. He just runs to try and get in his car, but it turns out Braun flipped his car over, but he didn't beat up Kevin because Kevin was already scared. I mean, if he would have beat the crap out of Kevin, that would have been great too, but this was just absolutely perfect. Braun is a person who needs the Universal title now because it is just absolutely great. It is awesome. So that's very good. And after that, we had the main event, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. a great match. Seth Rollins is on fire. Dolph Ziggler is on top once again. Oh my god, it's excellent. Dolph and Seth have a good chemistry, and while they best each other, Seth technically won via DQ because Drew McIntyre just went bonkers on him, and Reigns just came in to set the record straight. So it's a semi-Shield reunion, even though we don't have Dean Ambrose right now. But overall, that was just great, and a lot of people are loving how Reigns speared Dolph, but that it was overall a pretty good show. So it's pretty good. Show gets an up from me. And we'll see you next time. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to more. You'll also get to see Spencer do the G.B.U for Tuesday, June 26th, SmackDown. Yeah, even though it's technically today for the upload, still gotta keep the date straight. We'll see you next time. I'm Dash Ireland for WhatCulture.